I think that we all are full of fear that are based on ignorance. And I think that fear that is based on ignorance is the worst human characteristic that can be. It's okay to have fear, but you need to know exactly what you're afraid from. There are some things here that are not so nice, either aesthetically or in the lifestyle. But also, I don't feel like I'm coming home, but I definitely feel like it's a place where I grew up, or where my childhood was.
60 years ago, approximately, Kibbutz Erez was founded. So the main idea was to protect Tel Aviv and to guard the borders of the very, very new nation. The kibbutz basically is providing its members with what they need and expecting to get from them as much as they can. It was very naive and voluntary approach, and it's come to the point that I could not afford it anymore.
When I heard from my parents that they had a plan to leave the kibbutz, at first I was really angry. But I think in a sense, the fact that they've done it, I don't know if it saved me is a bit of a big word, but definitely had a big role in my internal design. This I remember it was way, way bigger than what it is now, than what I see it now, but I guess I was smaller. There were one piece here, and here there was a sliding door, because to feed them and clean the cage you have to go inside, and we used to tempt them to come to this cage and close from here. There is a window. They went through the window, we closed this window, and then we could go inside and clean. But this, I remember this cage to be huge, and it's really small. אלא שאנחנו נסתדר, שיש לנו ארוחת.
שיש לכם ארוחת ערב,
ארוחת ערב אצל שאול.
ארוחת ערב זה ארוחת ערב. ארוחת צהריים זה ארוחת צהריים. נכון, היידי? נכון.
איך החדר ביטחון? בסדר גמור, נראה, נקפוץ לראות אותו. תראה לי רגע את ה...
חיצוב בטח.
שמה?
פה שמים זיתים, פה שמים חרצוני. איזה יופי.
בסדר. שמן זית איפה אמרת שיש?
כאן בצד. כאן כאן.
בסדר. נראה לי.
על המבוגרים. כלומר, אני יכולה לדבר עלינו, כן? אבל אני מדברת על משפחות עם ילדים, בהחלט יש חרדה. הייתה חרדה.
The kids are every day going with the bus to a school, and this school is actually targeted. Mm-hmm. And every day to send the kids to the school and not to know if there will be an attack on the school or not. And of course, you can protect the bus, but it's not 100% protection. And for families with kids, it's really, really difficult. For them, they said that before they built these bunkers, which just now ended, there would be a siren going on. That means that there is a missile coming somewhere, you don't know where, and you don't even have a bunker to run to. So you sit in the living room and you kind of wait until, and that's, you feel very helpless in that sense, that you have nothing to do. You have nothing to, how to protect yourself. You can run under the table, but that's pretty much it, especially if you're older. You just have to wait, kind of thing. When I was a kid, I was lucky because it was extremely safe. There was no problem. You could do pretty much what you want, and this feeling of freedom, I guess that the other kids from the kibbutz, they don't have it today, or not in the same amount. We used to ride the bikes from behind us through the gate, and you can still see this road there that goes between the eucalyptuses. It was long and we were kids. It was an 8-kilometer bike ride. That was like the big challenge. And I used to hate this road because every time there was so many thorns that used to come from the fields that I would get like 5 punctures and then have to fix it. And I'm not so sure if this sirena was meaning that there are some rockets that are going to fall or not. We should listen. We're going to Enfara, which is a climbing area, maybe the best climbing area in Israel. It's east from Jerusalem. When you have to go climbing, there is like a theoretical risk that you take driving to the crag. Or when you climb, it's not only what can be dangerous, is not only the climbing itself, it's also the situation, because it is in the West Bank and you're an Israeli and the people that live in the area are Palestinians, and because of the conflict it also affects the climbing atmosphere. You just have to be minded, you never go alone. It's always better to have someone kind of keeping a watchful eye.
He's stubborn. He knows what he's doing, and he knows he doesn't like to do it the way it is usually being done, or he's doing it differently. He's doing it his way. He'll never do it halfway. It took me a while to understand that he's not going to be here for some years or even forever.
Do you see yourself living in another country and calling it home?
Hardly.
Why?
No place like here.
Why? Okay, let's say I agree with you that there is no place like here, but why?
Relationship.
With?
With the people around me. I think it would be very hard to duplicate or to live the same relationship, the same strength or quality of relationship elsewhere. But I don't know. I never tried. I did understand that mountain climbing is important for him. That's his goal. And I respect that very much. I wish we could go, a couple of friends with Tal, to a mountain, to the Mont Blanc or something, to reach a peak, or even not the peak, but to have a real experience, just to taste what drives him so hard.
the Palestinians or the Arabs and the Jews in Jerusalem are very mixed, and on the other hand there is zero integration. There's Jews that live in a very closed or Jewish or Israeli lifestyle or life standards, and there is Arabs that have their own separate worlds, and they have their points where they meet, if it's in a class in university or in a supermarket, but there is no real integration between the two groups. Can you taste it? Maybe because your nose is blocked. Yeah. I lived in Jerusalem for 5 years. I studied in the university. I lived always in neighborhoods that were mainly with Jewish population. In the Arabic neighborhoods in Jerusalem, I usually don't go, even instinctively I don't really go. And down there, from here, it's pretty clear to see Silwan. Silwan is a very, very... it's a very tense situation between Silwan and the...
What is Silwan?
Silwan is an Arabic village which was like a lot of terrorist attacks came out of Silwan. And in Silwan, for instance, I won't go just like that to travel now. And it's just here, you can just see it. People from Silwan constantly cross from here, go up and down. And this rock face that you see there in the shade, it's north facing, it's all the time in the shade. It's very short and very steep. This is one of the first climbing breaks in Israel. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
It's like highball. Highball problem. This, where you see the flowers, this is also my route. This comes from here, goes like that, and goes to the tree. And right from the tree, there's chains. Some stuff here. You should feel this rock. It's really, really specky. I think I used to get down from here, but I'm not sure.
You're not trained to kill. That's not what you do. You don't even think about it. You train to be a soldier. It means also that you need to shoot, but I haven't shot anybody in my life. Nobody shot at me, luckily. Yeah, well, maybe try to shoot.
For a really long time, it was hard for us to really get to know him because of the situation where he's the commander and you're soldiers. He was like 2 years older than us, probably around 20 years old. And he's in charge of 25 people, and he doesn't have anyone to share this responsibility with.
Tal is like that. I mean, if we would suffer, he would suffer with us. And that's something very strong. He gives you the backup and the feeling that it's okay, that you're having the worst time of your life.
And the thing I was afraid from the most is that something will happen to one of them. It's better that something happens to me than something happens to one of them under my responsibility. And then you have to explain to the families what happened. So
That was kind of, yeah.
Did you ever lose some of your
No,
soldiers?
no.
No?
This is the most horrible thing. And there's so much pressure on you. If you make a mistake, they are paying for it. Yeah, it wasn't. I was really, really, really scared. For me, it was the whole world. It was, I was connected and attached to them. It was my project. I put my blood, my sweat, my life into it. And some things that happened, some things that were under a safety category. Some were my mistakes, some were just bad luck. And the people that were in charge decided to remove me from my position. Even though it happened so much time ago, when I talk about it, I still feel it. In other words, I was fired, you can say it. And that made a very big crevasse, I think, in my life. But I think because of that, I'm here with you today. I think that if that wouldn't have happened, I think failure is also a very big component in the soul building. We're not just measured by our ability not to fall. I think we're also measured, if not more, by our ability to stand up after a fall and looking forward and keeping on walking with belief and strength, yeah. For years, I was standing on a crossroad, and still I didn't know in which direction should I go. I didn't know what my options were. Yeah, I think that travels have a very big meaning to my development, and I think that when you travel on your own, it's very, very easy to establish contacts with new people, because you don't have any choice. And the trip to France was important because it showed me an option that I wasn't aware that existed. And then we came to La Grave and we went to climb an ice fall. A person that I knew convinced me to go with him. And I remember myself walking to this ice fall and thinking that I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to be here. And then he asked me, okay, would you like to lead? And I said, yeah, whatever, I lead. Maybe I'll have an accident and then the whole story will end and I won't have to think so much about things anymore. And then I started leading, and from the moment I started leading, I felt that my heels lift from the ground. And I had a completely positive feeling. I had a feeling like I really, really, really missed it.
Den Tal habe ich auf dem internationalen Klettertreffen in Wales vom BMC kennengelernt. Also da kommen halt Kletterer verschiedenster Nationen zusammen. Der Tal hatte mir dann ein halbes Jahr später eine Mail geschrieben, dass er nach München kommt, er nach München fliegt und den Winter in den Alpen verbringen will.
Also wir waren damals mit mehr Leuten beim Moritz und bei der Sonja, die sind damals noch in die Schweiz gezogen. Und da haben wir ihnen bei der Umziehung geholfen und dann hat es geheißen, der Max, der Bruder Maxi, ist jetzt in München halt ein Tal ab. Und der Tal ist von Israel. Jetzt war ich irgendwie schon ganz gespannt. Israel habe ich jetzt eigentlich noch keinen kennt von Israel. Und dann hat es ein bisschen gedauert und dann schon gearbeitet und umgezogen. Und dann hat es gelitten und dann ist der Tal da gestanden. Eher so ein kleiner Typ, voll beladen, fetten Rucksack und über den Taschen und Zeug.
Ja, von Anfang, das war so offen und so freundlich und so gemütlich. Keine Frage, hat mir sehr gut gefallen, von Anfang. Ja, sehr, sehr weich Landing, sagt man.
Ja, es war für ihn natürlich ein super Platz, wo er da angekommen ist. Er war das erste Mal in Deutschland und er war in dieser Bergsteiger-Szene, wollte reinkommen.
Also ich glaube, dass vor 4 Jahren, als ich das erste Mal in Deutschland gekommen bin, das war ganz, ganz trocken Winter.
Normal Spaß gehabt.
Und wir waren 30 Tage unterwegs. Du und ich, oder?
Immer Schnee gefunden.
Ja,
immer gute Abfahrten, genau.
Ja, das war. Und jetzt ist echt ist vielleicht das erste Mal, dass du bist zu mir gekommen.
Ja, genau.
Und ich kann dir etwas zeigen.
Ja.
Das macht mich. Also ich bin ganz stolz.
Das sagst du mir eigentlich nicht. Genau.
Super, das war ein perfekter Tag, oder? Schaut super aus.
Cool.
I understand why he's not coming back. What does he have to look in the desert, eh?
It's an interesting question whether it influences you innerly, this sort of impressions that you live in all the time. You understand what I mean?
I think you're more relaxed when you wake up here every day. If this is your view.
Maybe you might get too relaxed.
Not Tal.
Not Tal.
Not Tal.
מעל כל של קפה.
כן, טוב שבאתי לפגוש אתכם במדרגות, זה יוצא ככה שהגבהים... בואו, כנסו.
איזה פה.
So different than what we have. Very quiet, green, this atmosphere, these farms around, hills of green grass growing. We're thinking how this relaxes you.
לב עכשיו שהשפיץ של הנעל שלך הוא טיפה בדיוק. שלח יד, 1, 2, סתובב אליי ורד למטה. 1, 2, 1, 2. אוקיי, סובב. בדיוק. אוקיי, רגליים ישרות.
Nikki, do you enjoy the course?
Yes. Just a shame that we don't have the whole day tomorrow to ski here around.
Do you think Tal is a good teacher?
Tal? Not only the best, he's the only teacher.
You're tired?
Booshed. Totally. But it's a nice experience. I'll see how I'll get up tomorrow.
Was it okay for you today? So far? Show,
Yes.
Nikki?
Yeah, there
Not too
were
hard?
some difficult parts, but no, not too bad. Last part for me was very good. Once we get into the pace.
This is the lowest summit, and the highest summit you don't really see.
What does a bird has to do there? You see it?
Told you there are birds here.
On one hand, it's kind of madness to go up there. It's no place for human beings, that's for sure. But on the other hand, there is something glamorous about it. There's something that has a lot of impact. New impressions, very strong impressions, they nourish, they feed something very, very direct, something very vital inside.
I think I understand better what he's doing now, and I understand what is mountain guiding. I do see it's a very, very challenging life. Guiding people, taking responsibility, taking them to these summits. It seems to be a job that is difficult to hold on for a long time.
Les cheveux longs. Ah, mais je te connais. Oui, je t'ai vu.
First of all, I don't know what exactly he wanted. I'm not sure that he knows what he wanted. I'm not sure that I know what I want. I really admire that part in him, that he really is more free than me.
At Israel, I did not know him while working. I knew him as a friend, where naturally you're more relaxed. So I did see another side of him, which is the very professional, very serious side.
תעמוד רגיל, תעמוד זקוף, לך. טרמפונים מחזיקים. אוקיי, אתם יכולים לבוא. יכולים לבוא אחד-אחד. אתם יכולים לבוא ביחד. תעזור לו, ניקי.
למרות האלה זה מעל שאתה לא שולח לאישה,
מלא. שיגעים. תראה, זה עוד ממשיך.
Okay, from here it doesn't go any higher.
Good.
Ah,
We made it.
How do we go down?
Hallelujah.
I think that maybe I understand why people climb these summits, one after the other. I was having a very strong experience at that summit, and since then I'm trying to relive this experience. Maybe the only way to relive it is to climb another one.
We have an option, if you want, to go down from the other side and to go on to the next summit, to the small Madonna. You see the small Madonna there? It's also a very nice summit.
I think we pushed our luck enough.
Perfect.
Really, we like this Madonna here. She's really nice. She's talented.
So where is the Matterhorn? That one?
Where's the Toblerone?
Toblerone, yes.
The Matterfix.
Huh? Tal.
You see the Matterhorn there.
Which one of the two?
You see a summit alone in a cloud.
This is the one.
This is the one, yeah.
Wow. To be so high, higher than the clouds, to see all these very high mountains and the peaks all around, to be in a point where it is a little bit dangerous is so breathtaking. That's what I felt. And it feels like unique, not something we do regularly.
Ich vermisse diese enge Situation von Freundschaft. Das vermisse ich schon. In den letzten 2 Jahren ich bin brutal viel unterwegs und nicht immer wegen Spaß oder sowas. Und ich hoffe, dass mit der Entwicklung das kann ein bisschen anderes werden.
Ja, aber der wollte.
Eine gemeinsame Vision, die entwickelt sich schon so langsam. Wir sprechen schon darüber, wie es in Zukunft ausschauen soll, vielleicht irgendwann gemeinsam eine Familie zu haben und wie wir das dann hinkriegen könnten. Aber konkret stehen da noch keine Pläne. Ja.
Das ist klar, der hat sich total gefreut.
Die Heidi spielt eine riesige Rolle. Sie ist alles, meine Freunde, meine Familie, meine Basislager. Wir machen für viel unterwegs zusammen. Das bringt auch Schwierigkeiten, sicher.
Sein Leben ist halt wesentlich unregelmäßiger. Also er führt ausschließlich als Bergführer-Anwärter und ist dann natürlich auch am Anfang und muss irgendwie gucken, was kann er machen. Und ja, er hat da eigentlich keinen regelmäßigen Rhythmus und das ist dann schon nicht ganz so einfach, das zusammenzubringen.
In die Berge, ich finde, dass das Leben sehr einfach ist. Es ist sehr schwarz und weiß. Wenn du gar nichts machst, dann stürzt du ab oder frierst du. Wir machen viele Sachen und unser Kopf irgendwo anderes ist. Und beim Klettern oder beim anspruchsvollen Sachen unser Kopf dabei ist. Ja, einfach Ruhe im Kopf. Das ist etwas sehr Besonderes. Also, ich finde das immer, wenn ich in den Bergen bin.
Gut.
Ich fühle mich gerade, dass in Israel, ich bin jetzt ein Gast, aber in Deutschland, ich bin ein Ausländer oder ein Israeli. Und ich hoffe, dass in der Zukunft was kommt und dann kann ich sagen, ja, bin ich wirklich in diesem Punkt, wo ich dieses Heimgefühl habe und vielleicht das ist etwas, der bei mir ist. Vielleicht das kommt niemals, aber ich hoffe, dass ich das finden kann.